up, people? It's the Viktor Wilt Show. It's Thursday, doing pretty good this morning. Haven't quite got my sleep schedule back on track yet, but I don't know. I, at least right at this second, feel like I'm doing a little better than the last couple days. So hopefully today's show doesn't suck, any worse than usual. Did get some good news in an email last night. Can't tell you about it. You'll hear about it eventually, but I was like, ooh, all right, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, I would imagine you'll be excited. That's all I can say for now. Okay, let's look at some online content. They say even when pizza is bad, it's still pretty good. What food is the opposite and has the widest swing between good and bad? Yeah, I mean, have you ever had bad pizza? I'm really trying to think on this one. I mean, bad pizza where you're like, and you throw it away. I can't think of any. I mean, even the cheapest pizza available, like Totino's, it's still good. It's not like the greatest pizza of all time, but it's just fine, right? Who doesn't like Totino's? Well, let's see. What food's the opposite here according to the internet? Watermelon? Some are amazing and some have no flavor at all. Yeah, I think that melons in general can be either really good or just garbage, especially those honeydew melons, the green ones. Like, I'd say 9 times out of 10, it sucks. Yeah. Every once in a while, you'll get one that's perfectly ripe and you're like, man, this is good. I like this. Then you buy it again. You're like, why did I buy this garbage honeydew melon? It sucks. All right. What else do we have here? Trying to work up an appetite this morning. Let's see. Every seafood. Yeah, I can see that. Like, there have been a number of times that I bought lobster at the grocery store. It's not hard to cook, okay? It's not difficult. But I've had really good lobster, and I've had, throw it away, terrible lobster. And some of it, I paid a lot of money for. Yeah, it's very frustrating. Like, I gotta throw this, entire batch of lobster away, or at least 5 out of 6, tails here. This sucks. Yeah, fish is kind of the same way. Sometimes fish can be great, other times not so good. What else do we got here? Oh, somebody said fish. Apples? Well, there's so many different kinds. I think if you stick to the right type of apple, it's generally going to be pretty good. I like those Cosmic Crisp. Those are pretty good. And, as long as you pick them out yourself and they're not filled with bugs, should be fine. And unless you're into bugs, then, more power to you. Okay, coffee. Bad coffee is bitter and you'd instantly poured battery acid in your stomach, where good coffee is smooth, flavorful. You can drink it plain black with no issue. I'll admit, I do not have the, palate, the educated palate to distinguish good coffee and bad coffee. I just don't. Unless it's flavored like hazelnut or something, it all generally tastes pretty similar to me. And you know what kind of coffee I drink? Garbage. Just do it for the caffeine. Pound down an instant coffee shooter. Call it good. Nachos? Now wait. This person says they can be absolutely amazing, or a flavorless, soggy mass of chips and cheese food. I guess that's why if I'm going to do nachos, I prefer to dip the chips. If you have a giant plate and you pour liquid cheese all over it, they will end up soggy, right? And that's not great. I mean, it's still... I don't think I'd say it's bad, though. I think nachos are like pizza, where even crappy nachos are going to be pretty good. Brussels sprouts? Boiled or steamed, they're disgusting. Roasted are amazing. Well, yeah, I mean, any vegetable is better roasted, right? Can you think of any vegetable that wouldn't be better roasted than, boiled? I can't. You ever tried roasted, broccoli and carrots and stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's better than boiled or steamed. But I don't think Brussels sprouts are disgusting boiled or steamed. But they are definitely better roasted. All right. Steak. Now, steak, yeah, that you end up with a cruddy slice of steak. Yeah, a cruddy cut of meat. It can definitely be bad, even if you cook it perfect. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Spinach, put it in a can, it's hot garbage, eat fresh, and it's divine. Totally agree. Spinach out of the can sucks. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people like it, but okay, thinking about spinach in a can killed my appetite for this morning. Great. It probably is great. I need to be eating less. Got to work off that winter weight. I'm beefed up. Ugh. Let's talk a little bit about scams. I just had a scam come my way. I look around a lot online at guitars. Geez, I don't know why that was hard to say. Anyway, I check out guitars online quite a bit because I play guitar and you can never have enough guitars, right? Well, I was looking at some Facebook reels and this one pops up, free Ibanez guitars. And I'm watching the video and it's like, all right, there's no way this is legit. And this is how people get fooled. You start looking at the comments and you've got a whole bunch of people going, yeah, I got my guitar. Check it out. Here's a picture. And I can't imagine how many people are signing up and spending $10 shipping and handling. At minimum. I mean, who knows what they actually charge your card if you give them your information. But yeah, all you got to do is pay $10 shipping and you'll get a brand new Ibanez guitar. Here's what you need to do if you stumble across something that seems like it could be too good to be true. You go to this website called Google and you punch in, say, free Ibanez guitars. And then you'll likely end up getting routed to the official Ibanez Facebook page where they go, hey, warning to all of our fans. There's some scams going on, and they describe the video that I just saw. There's a scam for everybody. I mean, we hear about old people getting scammed all the time. You know, some celebrity messages them, hey, I'm in love with you. Send me some money. And then they do. And then they're just heartbroken and crushed to find out that Brad Pitt wasn't in love with them. It was a scammer. Anytime something seems too good to be true, you should always double check, okay? Yeah, somebody messages you, hey, I think you're pretty hot. You want to go on a date? Hey, I think your profile was hacked. I need to verify this by you. Well, anymore, you probably couldn't even rely on somebody sending you a video message. Because the AI's gotten so good, you could probably get scammed that way. You gotta, meet up with people in person. Free Ibanez guitar. All right, cool. Let's meet at the mall. And then they show up and hand you the guitar, and you're like, okay. Oh, here's the $10 for delivery. Yeah. Don't just send your card information or personal information out to people. You might end up having a really bad time. All right, let's dive into some celebrity news. I don't do this very often, but it's a light content day. So to TMZ we go to see what's been going on. Haley Joel Osment arrested for public intoxication at a California ski resort. Now, how wasted do you have to be to get arrested at a ski resort? Yeah. And unfortunately, the article doesn't appear to say, much about the situation. Was he on the slopes and he just kept eating it? Or was he at the lodge just ranting and raving? I don't know. Unfortunately, they don't give the details, but he was arrested for being intoxicated at about 2 p.m. and also had some type of controlled substance, which they have not determined what it is. All right, well, I was hoping that guy was doing good. He popped up in The Boys. That was pretty fun, seeing him pop up in that show. I don't think he'd done much for a long time. But what else do we have going on in the world of celebrity news? Okay, what a weird website TMZ is. Here's 45 hot shots of Bernice Burgos for her birthday. Just post a bunch of pictures of this woman in a bikini. Happy birthday! Jeez. All right. What else do we have here? Fyre Festival 2 on pause. Oh, that's so surprising. Fyre Fest has been postponed. If you've never watched the documentary about the original Fyre Fest, there's actually multiple documentaries, I think. Any of them. Just check any of them out. When they announced there was going to be a Fyre Festival 2, it's like, okay, how bad's that going to go? I mean, they only announced this, the week before I went on vacation? Yeah. Well, apparently they're blaming the Mexican government, saying that they took their money and are now not giving them the necessary permits. I mean, if you bought a ticket to Fyre Festival, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. Yeah. After what happened at the last one, if you bought a ticket upon announcement of this event, you really shouldn't be surprised whatsoever if your money is just gone. Yeah? Yeah, just go to local shows, okay? Or go to shows with a good track record. All right? There are a number of festivals with bad track records. You don't buy tickets till maybe day of. And you go, all right, it looks like it's actually happening. All right, anything else here? TMZ is, again, a weird website because they've got Florida Man videos and stuff like that. I don't know what that has to do with the entertainment world other than, desperate radio shows like myself looking for content to talk about. Yeah, nothing too exciting going on in the celebrity world. Oh, well, that's lame. Figured I'd give it a go, but nothing interesting. Anyway, I guess we'll take a little break and we'll get back with some freak news here in just a few. Hang on. If you're a Beatles fan, I'm sure you've got on your bucket list perhaps seeing famous Beatles locations if you ever visit the UK. Like Abbey Road, for example. Now, if you've ever seen the cover of the Abbey Road album, it's the Beatles walking across a street, okay? That's all it is. And in real life, if you go there, that's all it is. What is my phone doing? Why is it going off? Siri was going wild or something. I didn't even think I had that activated. Would you like to go to Abbey Road? Anyway, apparently a number of people post negative reviews on TripAdvisor after visiting Abbey Road. Disappointment doesn't even cover it. On reflection, I think I may have been expecting too much. What are you going to expect aside from a crosswalk? I mean, that's it. It's just a road. And then to go leave a negative review because there aren't, people slinging merch. Yeah, this one person was talking about cheap t-shirts and merchandise. And I have a feeling that, those who own all of those Beatles copyrights probably don't want a bunch of, black market swag being sold on the corner right there near Abbey Road. Another upset Beatles fan shared, "There's nothing to see. I'm a massive Beatles fan, but there is really nothing to see here." Well, yeah, it's crosswalk, dude. I still think it would be cool. I'd be like, this is the crosswalk. How cool is this? And you take that picture, you have a friend take a picture of you walking across the road. Okay, anyway. Let's talk about a U.S. town forming a human chain to move 9,100 books one by one. A small Michigan community banded together to help a beloved local bookstore move its stock to a new storefront. Okay, 9,100 books sounds like a lot, okay? It sounds like a lot of books. It's not, okay? I learned this when I was traveling from here to Bellingham, Washington to move my daughter, and somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, Montana, there was a sign. Well, actually, there were numerous signs, big billboards. Bookstore, used books, over 100,000 books. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of books. This place is going to be huge. That's crazy that there's a massive bookstore like that out in the middle of nowhere here. You pull into this little podunk town, whatever it was, and this was not a big bookstore, okay? How many books are in an average Barnes & Noble? How many books in an average Barnes & Noble? Around 100,000? Around 100,000 unique book titles. So, okay, they may have like 10 copies or more of a specific book. Yeah, 9,000 books is not very many. I mean, I don't know how many books I have at my house. I've never counted them. I have to have at least 1,000. I don't know. Maybe I should count them one of these days. But anyway, it seems like it'd be more efficient to me to just load up a bunch of boxes and have people carry them over, you know? But I guess this was a fun way to make the news. Have everybody in a big line, 300 people in a big line, just handing one book at a time, one by one to each other. You know, okay, it's a fun community activity, but still, not efficient, all right? But good for them. Good for them. Way to help out. Way to help out. And, you know, this story, I haven't even read it, but, oh, well, yeah, now they're requiring me to register to read the rest. I don't need to. All I need to know is that burglars tunneled through a concrete wall to gain access to an LA jewelry store and made off with at least $10 million worth of watches, pendants, gold chains, and other merchandise. When's the last time we saw a good old-fashioned go-through-the-wall jewelry heist, huh? That doesn't happen very often anymore. And I'm not saying I approve of these things by any means, okay? Stealing is wrong. Theft is wrong. But, I don't know, there's something to this story that I just went, all right. You know? Some good old-fashioned crime. I don't know. I guess I'm just a fan of, you know, The Shawshank Redemption, which is not really a heist movie, but it does involve a tunnel. But heist movies in general, they can be pretty fun, you know? Not saying that it's good, but yeah. Chiseled through the concrete. Hey, you know, try to not ruin the beer cooler for people, all right? For others. Now, I've been doing my best to, keep the drinking to a minimum. You know, try to be responsible about it. Special occasions only. So if I was like, all right, I'm going to finally go get some quality, IPA, you walk into the beer cave, and then it just smells like a dookie in there. Ah, come on. Come on. So, yeah, where was this? This was in Pennsylvania. Hanover, Pennsylvania. At a place called Royal Farms. All right. Now, I'm looking at a picture of it. Looks like an average... I mean, it could be a gas station, convenience store. They got weird names back east for their convenience stores. Like, what was the name of the one that I went to in Connecticut? Ended up popping up in The Last of Us TV show. It was Cumberland Farms or something like that. And it's just a gas station. Well, okay, anyway, I just think these are weird names for gas stations. Royal Farms, woman walked into the beer cave, pushed some cases of beverages back onto the shelf. That's what it says. Oh, push them back on, not onto, push them back on the shelf, and then, just, number two'd on the floor, and the shelves. That's gross. All right. Now, because people are shoplifters, when you have a walk-in beer cave, obviously there's cameras in there. So, she's in jail for open lewdness, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct that created a hazardous and physically offensive condition. Let's see, did about $80 worth of damage. I'm guessing that some of those cases of beer, they just had to throw them out. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? When, Winco will have that shopping cart full of stray cans near the front corner of the store. What happened to the boxes that these came in? Winco has a little walk-in beer cave. Ew. Don't do that at Winco. No good. Ugh. Well, anyway. Might be the excuse you need to stay out of the beer cave. I've been in many of them and never encountered something like that, but sadly, there's a first for everything. Maybe I'll, count myself lucky and just try to not go in there next time I encounter one. Oh, it is time to see if caller number 20 can correctly identify the K-Bear 101 secret sound powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys and win $201. All right, let's go to the phone, see if we can get a winner. I want to give away some cash. K-Bear, you're caller number 19.
Ah, crap.
Sorry, man. Good luck on the next one.
All right, thank you.
Bye. K-Bear, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, boss?
Oh, Stuart. I'm just, answering call after call till I get to caller number 20, and I just did right now with you.
All right.
All right, Stuart. I'm going to go ahead and play this secret sound for you one more time. Listen closely. All right, Stuart, for $201, what's the secret sound?
Taking something out of your wallet?
Taking something out of your wallet. It's a pretty good guess. All right. Well, let's go ahead and ask Jade. Jade, for $201, is the secret sound pulling something out of your wallet?
No.
Sorry, Stuart. Not pulling something out of your wallet. Gonna have to.
Oh, darn it.
Gonna have to chuck another $25 in there, bring it up to $226 for later on today. Make sure to try again. But who's your favorite radio station, man?
K-Bear, you know this.
So I mentioned earlier that, I look at guitars online all the time. I don't know why, to make myself crazy. Like, I want to buy that. I'm not gonna. I don't have the money, but it's fun to look at. Wouldn't it be cool if I had that? Well, a friend recently was telling me about this group on Facebook. And let me pull it up here. I just had it up. And now, of course, pops into my head to talk about this and it goes away. It was called Chibson Owners United. Or Unlimited, I should say. I don't know how to read. Okay. So this is a Facebook group where people show off their fake guitars. Now, what is a fake guitar? Because these are real guitars. Like, you can play them. But they're knockoffs. They're fraudulent. Yeah, they say Gibson on them, but they're not really. I didn't know that the counterfeit guitar market was so huge. It's a massive industry. And now I'm just getting pummeled by these. Like all these posts. And this is not what I need to see. Because, one, it's ethically wrong, right? To buy a counterfeit guitar. But the price is right. I don't even have enough money for a $200 counterfeit guitar right now, so ain't going to be picking one up. But there's some, you go to some of these websites where you can buy cheap goods. There's some really cool looking fake guitars out there. And when you compare them to the normal price. Now, obviously, you're not going to get the same quality of a guitar, but the people in these groups, they're like, yeah, I adjusted this and that, swapped out the pickups, put in some new tuning knobs. Thing's great. Huh. I don't know where I stand on this. I mean, it again is ethically wrong. Could you get arrested for having a counterfeit guitar? I discovered a little bit more about this by that post earlier that popped up on my feed offering free Ibanez guitars. Yeah. Every major guitar brand, there's a major industry of just, straight up fake models that people just churn out and sell for dirt cheap. You'd know, though. You'd be like, well, okay, I've got it. Check out my awesome Gibson Les Paul. You'd know it's not a real Gibson Les Paul, though. You're probably better off just buying an Epiphone, right? And honestly, I've played some really nice Epiphones. It's kind of like with LTD and ESP. LTD guitars, the higher end ones, they're just amazing. I can't imagine that the price difference to get an actual ESP branded guitar is really worth it. Just kind of like a high-end Epiphone. Is it really worth it to pay 2 or 3 times the amount for basically the same guitar and have it Gibson branded? What, it's going to have a nicer paint job, nicer finish? I don't know. I mean, they use a lot of the same components. Anyway, I'm not trying to encourage you to buy counterfeit guitars, okay? I'm just kind of blown away by how much counterfeit guitar stuff is just running wild online. It's really crazy. Well, I was looking at the storefronts just going, man, should I dump another $200 on my credit card? And I mean, it could be a guitar that I just take to a show and get signed, right? Hang it on the wall. It doesn't have to, play good. Just has to look good. $200 decoration, that ain't bad. Where it's a guitar. Might be able to sell it down the line. Find some idiot. Be like, hey, you want to buy this Gibson Les Paul? I'll sell it to you for $1,000. Oh, then you're just as bad as the people making them. That's terrible. I condone none of this, okay? This is just what the algorithm is feeding me at the moment. It's a good day. Haven't seen Jade yet. Hasn't been in to bother me and tell me to do more work and blah, 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 blah. Hey, I know you're busy, but let me add this to the plate. Just playing, Jade. I know you're eavesdropping. Should be listening to some of the other shows around. You don't need to see what I'm up to. I don't cause trouble. I deliver compelling quality content. Grade A. All right. I was just reading that Twitter is getting rid of DMs. Is this true? Or is it just speculation? Let's go to Google. I'm teaching you right now how to verify news stories. Okay. This popped up on social media that, Twitter was getting rid of DMs. Now we go to Google and you find out, well, Twitter is shutting down DMs, but they're replacing them with XChat. I mean, I don't use Twitter anyway. Every once in a while I'll pop on there for some direct purpose, but not very fun to scroll it anymore. I don't know, unless you enjoy endless negativity. I mean, Facebook's almost just as bad, but yeah, the entire DMs will be gone soon, and they're changing it to something called XChat. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but if your DMs on Twitter look like the K-Bear DMs, it's all spam and like bots, fake accounts, things like that. So it's completely useless. And that is a problem on Facebook as well. I just don't know what the difference is going to be. I mean, are they just changing the name? Kind of like how they changed the name of Twitter to X, but everybody still just calls it Twitter. Nobody cares. You still go to twitter.com to get there. Anyway, they're probably going to implement a separate app, right? Because one's not enough. You know how Facebook has Business Suite and the Messenger app and then, extensions of Facebook like Threads and Instagram. You need 10 apps to use our service. Here you go. That's probably all that they're doing is getting rid of the DMs within the actual Twitter app and creating a separate app that you have to use if you want to send messages. What, do you think that's not a reasonable thought? I mean, all social media platforms tend to follow a certain pattern, that being making the service more and more annoying to use and more useless week by week, year by year. So, based on some of the changes that have been made to Twitter over the last many years, it wouldn't surprise me at all that they do something dumb that just annoys their user base. I mean, look what happened with MySpace back in the day. Still my all-time favorite social media platform, and they ruined it. They butchered it and ruined it, trying to fix something that wasn't broken. Anyway, just letting you Twitter users know. I don't know how many Twitter users we have listening. Twitter's never seemed to be a very popular platform in this region, but, maybe I'm just not in the right circle, I guess. Anyway, just a heads up. There's your technology entertainment news on the Viktor Wilt Show. Let's hear another dong. Yeah, secret sound time. $226 on the line with the K-Bear 101 Secret Sound powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Let's go to the phone, see if we can get a winner. And I guess we'll start with caller number 19. Yo, K-Bear, you're caller number 19.
Cool. I didn't want to be 20 anyway.
I'm glad I could make your day.
Awesome.
All right. Enjoy the rest of it.
Cool.
See ya. K-Bear, what's happening? Caller number 20.
Nice.
Nice. Who's this?
Dustin.
Dustin. All right, Dustin, I got $226 with your name on it. If you can tell me what this sound right here is. All right, Dustin, for all the dough from K-Bear and the Advocates Injury Attorneys, what is the secret sound?
Is it opening a mailing package?
Opening a mailing package. It's a pretty good guess. Pretty good guess. Let's ask Brad Royal. Brad, is the secret sound opening a mailing package?
No.
Sorry, man. Sorry. But that was a good guess. I'll add it to our list of incorrect guesses. Chuck in another $25 for the next round, and good luck on that next round, man. Who's your favorite station?
K-Bear 101.
Gonna break a radio rule. Would it make you mad if I had come out of that break and said, that was Incubus stellar? I don't think any listener on the planet would care. I mean, even if you're like, duh, we know that. It's so weird. I was sitting here reading a post from Crappy Radio Jock on Instagram talking about the top 40 radio format and basically how programmers are stupid, saying a lot of the same things that I say all the time about ignoring what people are actually listening to, radio being way behind the times. But there have been just a number of posts recently, like the one I talked about yesterday with song requests. Radio DJs shouldn't be encouraging listeners to call and request songs. Radio DJs shouldn't say the name of songs that listeners already know what they are. Just get to the entertainment. I just don't think that anybody actually cares. Maybe it's useless to say it. Incubus stellar. Maybe it's useless, but also, who cares? Why overthink it? If you heard me say the name of a song, would that make you tune out? I think the sound of my voice alone would make people tune out. Not necessarily what I have to say. So, I don't know. It's just so funny. So funny. The way that people try to, scientifically break down this stupid business that really, it amounts to nothing more as far as doing a show than playing music and yapping, Do a little bit of yapping. Even if you have nothing to say, like me right now. I didn't say anything important this break that you haven't heard me say a million times. But this is what's currently pummeling me on social media, radio stuff. Earlier, it was counterfeit guitars, and now I'm not getting that. Now I'm getting radio drivel. So I'll try to find something better, okay? I mean, there was a story. Hang on, let me see if I close the tab out here. There was a kind of gross story about somebody getting puked on an airplane. I mean, that's really the story, right? Do I need the details? Maybe you've got a little bit of vacation coming up. You're going to do some traveling. I hope you don't get puked on. No? Sitting in your seat, next thing you know, from behind, somebody just vomits on the back of your head. You make it to Cabo or whatever and get in that cab to go to your resort. And they're like, somebody smells like puke. Somebody stinks. Yeah, first thing you got to do when you get there, change your clothes, do laundry, take a shower, wash somebody's, airplane vomit out of your hair. It's gross. It just wouldn't be fun. So, did they take away the puke bags on the airplane? Last time I was on a plane, I don't think I saw the puke bags. I've never seen anyone actually use a puke bag, but they used to have them in the planes. If they took them out to save, a few dollars or whatever, we got people getting puked on while they fly. All right, we need to bring back the puke bags, okay? Even if they weren't used very often, or people would decide, well, I'm going to save this half of a Biscoff cookie and a couple pretzels, put them in the puke bag and take it with me, minus the puke, of course. It's still, they couldn't cost that much money, You could even just get, I don't know, grocery bags. Just make sure they don't have holes in them. They might not be as durable as the paper bag with the, some kind of plastic lining on the inside, but, a good quality, gallon Ziplock bag. What about that for airplane puke bag? You can get a box of like 100 of them for a few bucks. All right? People shouldn't have to worry about getting puked on an airplane. Okay? If you had a Ziploc bag that's bigger than, the gallon size freezer bag, that's bigger than the puke bags they used to have on the plane. This woman was projectile vomited on the back of her head, you could put the gallon bag over like your whole face. And so if you can't help but puke forward, you could create a seal. You pull the bag up tight under your chin and tight back against your face, and you create a seal. You got to be careful that the bag, it's a lot to think about. You got to squeeze the air out, because if the bag is inflated, then you might have basically a puke balloon that's going to explode, and that would be worse than just a direct line of projectile vomit to the back of the person's head in front of you. But with proper execution, you could puke forward into the Ziploc bag, and you're going to end up not making a very big mess, except perhaps on your own face, and then you just ask to borrow one of the, those cruddy blankets they have on the airplane. They're soft, but they're like baby size, right? Nobody would buy one for relaxing at home. You just use that to wipe the little bits of extra puke out of your beard, and then you zip the Ziploc bag up, and then you push the, attendant button, and the flight attendant will come over and take your Ziploc puke bag from you. Okay, so I don't know if TSA allows you to bring a gallon empty Ziploc bag. I would assume as long as you don't put a little bit of water in it, you'll be okay. You explain to them, I'm just concerned I might puke on the person in front of me, and they should let the bag slide. But again, you never know with TSA, so check with your airline prior to travel before just assuming you can go ahead and do that. Thank you again for tuning in to The Viktor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.